everybody. How's everyone out there today? Okay, that was fantastic. Let's practice one more time. Thank you so much. Thanks for decorating your cars. Thanks for getting us spirit. So glad everybody was here tonight. Thank you so much for attending the single best graduation ceremony to be held in Calaveras County this school year. Seriously, can you believe we're here? What a venue for this special occasion. I just can't say enough about the graciousness and hospitality of Stephen Couch and Ironstone Vineyards staff. Instead of saying no, you can't make this work, they said, how can we make it happen? It's this spirit that makes our community such a special place to be. Let's all give the Ironstone Vineyards staff a round of applause and more honking to thank you guys are killing us. It's awesome. Okay, here we go. Before we go any further, and instead of having everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance in our normal fashion, as that would be kind of complicated while you're sitting in your cars, I would like to introduce Opal Kiloveros for the singing of our national anthem. So you may remain seated in your vehicle, but please remove hats if you're wearing them. Here we go.
Thank you so much, Opal. That was incredible. She's got a great future ahead of her and a proud mom out there. Okay, everybody, at the end of normal school years, many 8th grade students are nominated for distinct awards, and they're honored at a separate, intimate event called the 8th Grade Awards Night. Of course, that couldn't happen this year, so we're going to start this event off by honoring those students selected for awards this year. Students, if you hear your name called, you don't need to come to the stage now. You receive your award when you receive your diploma on stage. Please listen and enjoy the kind words our staff have written on your behalf, and be proud of your amazing accomplishments. I'd first like to acknowledge the nomination of Carly Gomez for the 2019-2020 Every Student Succeeding Award. Carly was honored in February for overcoming personal challenges and coming back to reach her full potential at AMS. Let's give her a round of applause. I would also like to acknowledge our first semester Rotary students of the fall semester, Delaney Owens and Noelle McCullough. They were honored back. They were honored back in January for their academic accomplishments early in the school year. Let's give Lainey and Noelle a round of applause and honks. Now I want to introduce you to the Rotary students of the spring semester. And I'm going to start by acknowledging the effort and accomplishments of nominee Sophie Fox. Sophie had a 4.0 all of her 8th grade year. She'll have her honor cords on. Buffy Hendrickson, 8th grade science teacher, wrote, Sophie's a hard worker, positive and energetic, kind, excellent classroom participation, a talent show awardee, stop motion sensation. She's in leadership and drama. Linda Woolworth, 8th grade ELA teacher, wrote, she has super speaking skills, always willing and eager to take part in discussions, offering insightful introspection and maturity. She's focused and independent thinker who will be successful in whatever path she takes. Tim Weidman, 8th grade math teacher, wrote, Sophie, the word that comes to mind first is sweet. She's focused, kind, thoughtful of others, very optimistic outlook on life, so humble despite her obvious talents and abilities. Let's give Sophie a round of applause. Our second Rotary student of the spring semester is Rebecca Hungerford. She also had a 4.0 all trimesters of 8th grade. She'll have her honor cords. Mrs. Hendrickson wrote, Rebecca's a hard worker, a quiet leader, passionate reader and artist. She's creative and always kind and respectful. She is involved in many school and extracurricular activities, cross country, and was going to do track, science fair, battle of the books, attendance poster contest winner, school play, and the Calaveras Sings Theater rep for kids. Mrs. Woolworth wrote, Rebecca's amazing and a gifted artist, wonderfully talented writer of poetry, could be the lead in any play with her transforming dramatic interpretations. She also has the kind-hearted and peaceful spirit that puts one at ease. Mr. Weidman wrote, Rebecca, so respectful and polite, quietly motivated learner, very driven to succeed and works extremely hard to reach the high expectations she has set for herself. And of both Sophie and Rebecca, Mrs. Williams wrote, Sophie and Rebecca are both beautiful lights to this world. They honor who they are as humans and as young women in our world by making all choices with strong integrity and wisdom. Because of this, they possess a confidence of self, which allows for their eagerness of adventure and learning they pursue in their lives. Let's give Rebecca Hungerford a round of applause. And I just want to finish by saying we're just so proud to honor Sophie and Rebecca. They're amazing humans, and they've been wonderful through 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So thanks for the job, Rebecca and Sophie. Thank you. Okay, our next award is the PE award, and the talented PE extraordinaire, Rebecca Williams, will be delivering this award. Thank you.
Holy smokes. The Physical Education Award is given to a student who exemplifies the qualities of a highly physically educated person. This individual is a very skilled mover, performs at an advanced level of fitness, understands and applies the basic principles of exercise and fitness, and is socially mature, complimenting and encouraging others to be their best. Taylor McDaniels exemplifies these characteristics while also possessing the ability to be a fantastic leader. Taylor can run my PE class. She actually has more than once. When I had to attend a meeting or was horribly sick with the flu, I would give Tay the basics for the class, and she ran the show beautifully. I had complete trust in her capability to lead, and I loved watching her in action. Naturally, she co-captained our cross-country team this year and was an inspirational teammate who led the 8th grade girls to a strong finish in the finals. However, there's a quality in which Taylor possesses that truly sets her apart from other students: her internal drive to achieve her goals while embracing the journey along the way. I can give numerous examples of how this girl loves life and welcomes its adventures. But for this evening, I will share this. Every year, Taylor McDaniels has been an inspiration to me. Her enthusiasm for movement, her passion for life, and her uplifting optimism are magnetic. Being around Tay makes me want to be more like her. It has been my honor to have taught her, coached her, and know her. Thank you, my friend. I would like to introduce Mrs. Woolworth and invite her to present the English Language Arts Award.
(2020) ELA, that's English Language Arts Award recipient. I wrote a poem, surprise. Ode to Addie. For this most auspicious and lauded award, I pondered the plethora of possible pupils till my mind was a bee buzzing hive. As the past year unfolded, I saw how you molded and boldly exploded with talents untolded. No, that is not a word. Miss Addie, when you read and you write, how you thrive. I must say, on the day that we started to play this grand game of great grammar and prose, though at first you were hesitant, wondering what I meant, to the ELA challenge you rose. Prepositions, no sweat. Participles, you bet. No concept was too tricky for you. DGP, who can't tell that my gosh and oh well, interjections, of course. Are we through? No. Read a story and tell it, argue viewpoint and sell it. There's no limit to what you can do. Your smart heart was wrapped up, no way you were trapped up. Addie, somehow you found a way to tackle the parts of speech, excel in essays, seek the deep theme in each story I threw your way. Sparkle, presenting, asking, commenting, and now that the year is complete, I'm presenting. To you, dear Miss Addie, heartfelt presentation. Please know that I give it without hesitation. ELA, it's a tough one, but in the end, what you have done is make it appear so sublime, and I thank you for being and doing and seeing that you have the power to climb. When language is music and reading is dance, the song shall belong to Addie Heermans. And now, Mr. Weidman for the Math Award.
I also wrote a poem in numbers. I wish you could see it, but I'll just read my speech. I am pleased to honor Sophie Bauma as the Math Award recipient. Some years I get to teach a small group of highly motivated math students. They complete sophomore level math as 8th graders and begin their years at Bret Harte at the junior level. However, Sophie was not one of these students because she completed her sophomore level of math in her 7th grade year and will begin high school in pre-calculus and trigonometry. Yeah, pretty impressive. 3 years ago, when Sophie was in 5th grade, I was approached by a gentleman who said he was teaching a 5th grader who had exceptional math ability, easily 2 years ahead of her grade level. Forgive me if I didn't leap out of my chair with excitement. I had heard this story before. Rarely was it true. This time it was. As a 6th grader, Sophie joined my advanced 8th grade class and earned the 2nd highest score in the county on the Bret Harte entrance exam. It became a challenge to create a test that she did not get 100% on. Sophie has been gifted with the ability to speak this complicated language better than anyone I have ever taught. If any of you are familiar with the movie Good Will Hunting, it's about this MIT professor who stumbles upon this boy genius. In one scene, the young man does a proof that the professor couldn't do himself. The student starts saying how easy it was and he wished he didn't have to sit around and watch the professor fumble through it and mess it up. I'm pretty sure this is how Sophie sees our relationship. She was just too polite to tell me that she could do it a better way. Success for her is not the result of her natural abilities alone. She works really hard. She is creative in solving problems and flexible enough in her thought process to make adjustments when her original calculations don't seem to be working. She's driven, motivated, organized, hardworking. For most students, it feels like I'm always out in front of them, trying to get them to think at a higher level. With Sophie, especially this year, it felt like the two of us were working side by side. For much of the year, I was just trying to not get in her way. I hope I succeeded in this, and I look forward to seeing what she does in the future. Congratulations, Sophie. And now, Ms. Hendrickson with a science award.
I hope you can hear me. I'm all the way up on my tippy toes. Thanks. Nice horn. Oh, thank you. A lot of you know me, but I'm Buffy Hendrickson. I'm the 7th and 8th grade science teacher at Avery, and I have the honor of presenting the Science Award tonight. As with many years past, this year was a tough decision for me. Quite a few of you out there have shown me your gifted and talented science minds, and I expect that many of you will go into a college degree program and even a career in engineering, medicine, or even lab science. As with so many students here tonight, this year's science awardees, that's right, there are two, are excellent science thinkers and practitioners. The first person I'd like to announce is Jacob Brockett. This is a little side note. It's not in my notes here, but he lives in the same neighborhood as me, and I remember hearing about this really cool kid, Jacob Rocket. I'm like, Rocket? That is a cool cool name. So Jacob Brockett, I'm not sure where you are. I'd like to be able to look at you. You insisted on sitting in the very front row of class for 2 years in a row, and you have been one of the best learning partners I have had in class. Your rapt attention helped me stay excited about presenting new concepts. Your patience and open feedback helped me through the arduous process of piloting new science curriculum this year. And you always shared interesting science tidbits with me because I was in earshot. Thank you for that. Even when you broke your wrist and you had to write with your wrong hand, you never complained about it. You did the work and you kept up with the work because you enjoy science. You never missed an assignment, and you only missed 3 test points this whole year. The other person I'd like to present tonight is Nina Hollers. Where are you, Nina? You have done nearly every insurance project I've assigned in 2 years. Thank you for that. You faithfully participated in the science fair during 6th and 7th grade. I know you wanted to do it this year, but the commitment of going to the state level is a great commitment. And you had done it already 2 times at least, right? So you took this year to do other things, and I really applaud you. You told me at the start of the year, Ms. Hendrickson, I'm not going to do science fair this year. I hope that's okay with you. And you know what? That's okay with me. You not only won our Avery Science Fair, but you also won the County Science Fair, and you should be proud of that. You've dedicated money, time, effort to participating at the state level, and you proudly represented Avery Middle School. Thank you. Now I have one more message for Nina and Jacob. It's not really a message, it's a story. You both showed high interest, intensity, and leadership during all of our STEM challenges in class. You've exhibited enthusiasm and deep understanding of the important science concepts from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Yes, Mrs. Heermans was also impressed with your curiosity and achievement in her science class. You have voiced that although you are not exactly sure what you've chosen for your career paths, you know that you will be looking toward a career in science or in a science-related field. And although at times each of you have been few of words in class, your science passion spoke louder than words. This year, the Science Award goes to Jacob Brockett and Nina Hollers. Nice job, you two. Okay, I'll try to make this one a little quicker. I have been given the honor of also presenting the Ceramic Art Award and Scholarship. Because of our current circumstances, our ceramics teacher, Mr. Tim Smith, could not be here tonight. And since I run the 7th and 8th grade art elective at Avery, it's my honor to present the Ceramic Art Award and Scholarship tonight. And I will be reading a speech written by Mr. Tim. As I have said in years past, art is not for the meek. Ceramic arts, being one of the most challenging art forms, it requires, no, it demands the artist to fail, to learn to fail, and make note of what went wrong, and try again and again and again. And once success is gained, try something even harder. The world requires our creativity at all times, and in all things we do, from the mundane to the most important. Imagine if we approached all tasks as if they were a fine artwork. With great attention to detail and care, what a world this would be. Many years ago, our beloved English teacher, Amy McKean, may she rest in peace, and I, being Tim, wrote down a list of codes to live by and work by within the ceramic studio. Have fun, be safe, help each other, clean up your mess, take notes, bring your ideas, be creative, be compassionate, go the extra mile. Kind of sounds like a lesson for life to me. I believe these codes transfer well into everyday life. This year's Ceramic Art Award and Scholarship goes to the artist who embodies the spirit of all these codes. Not only is she superb at drawing and sculpting, whenever she was asked to try something even harder, to go the extra mile, she always said, "Okay." I believe this artist will move out into the world and approach life as a fine artwork with attention to detail and compassion. Therefore, it is with great honor I present the 2020 Artist Award and Scholarship to the awesome Angelina Delanini. Well done. Next up, Mrs. Hessels will be presenting the History Award.
Welcome, everyone. Here we are, in the room where it happens. What is a wordsmith? In class this year, we talked about who our favorite wordsmiths were. Many students chose a rapper or an author. Some chose our amazing Mrs. Woolworth. But one student and I shared the same answer, an obvious choice, J.K. Rowling, the genius behind the Harry Potter series. To quote my favorite Potter character, Professor Albus Dumbledore, words are, in my not-so-humble opinion, our most inexhaustible source of magic. Nowadays, I'm certain that student and I share another favorite magician wordsmith, Lin-Manuel Miranda, writer of Hamilton. Wordsmiths are storytellers, and history is full of stories. In fact, some of the best history teachers are incredible storytellers. At Avery, we are sad to have our most skilled storyteller, Mr. Martin, retiring. But we know the history and life lessons he taught through his stories have positively influenced the lives of thousands. We will miss you terribly. When choosing the History Award winner, I'm looking for a mind at work. Someone who's young, scrappy, and hungry. That student was easily Rebecca Hungerford. One reason Rebecca is such a successful history student is that she has an incredible love for stories. She loves reading them, writing them, experiencing them, drawing them, and through acting, becoming them. Rebecca is a prolific reader. Devouring tales is a way for her to live other lives alongside her own. And because Rebecca is such an avid reader, it has made her an incredible writer. I always look forward to reading her take on history. When the lockdown occurred and we realized that our field trip to see Hamilton was canceled, I received a number of emails from disappointed students. Rebecca was one of those students, heartbroken. I replied that we shared that sentiment and that one day she would experience Hamilton's story on stage. She would just have to wait for it. Rebecca is also an accomplished artist. Whether it's a meticulously drawn colonial protest poster, an award-winning contest poster, or the many, many doodles on her history homework, Rebecca's talent for bringing stories to life on paper is unmatched. Her love for stories continued in Avery's drama elective, where she could physically become part of her story. We watched her come alive as bad guy Harley Davidson in Mr. Martin's play Outlaw Odyssey, and astute history teacher Heather Fairchild in Night at the Wax Museum, and the sneaky jewel thief Chuck, while also playing actor 2 to melodramatic perfection in this year's production of Hotel Escargot. She is a talented actress who enjoys getting into character and telling part of the story in her own unique way. I know Rebecca will continue to work. I know she won't throw away her shot to do amazing things at Bret Hart and beyond. And I know she will rise up and tell the story of tonight. Just you wait. It is my pleasure to give the 2020 History Award to Rebecca Hungerford. Congratulations. This year we have a new award at Avery. It's called the Daniel Lanning Theater Arts Award. Daniel Lanning was a middle school teacher and theater arts teacher in New Ulm, Minnesota. While he loved teaching history and did so with the envious flair, the arts were his passion. He was a musician, artist, singer, and playwright, and he was my uncle. I can still hear him somberly sing American Pie or enthusiastically sing the Day-O Banana Boat song while playing his hand-carved wooden drums. He wrote a play for his middle school theater students called The Goosetown Players about New Ulm's German ancestry. Before seeing the play one evening, I got to sit in on the dress rehearsal and watch him at work. I'll never forget it. Uncle Dan was so creative, but underneath it all, he was a very simple man. When asked what he wanted for his birthday, he would reply, "Just bring me a single yellow rose." But Uncle Dan's birthdays were something the Lanning family didn't have enough of. Sadly, at the age of 32, he died mid-school year, leaving an entire school grieving. I'll never forget that either. I was 9 years old. I've been contemplating giving an award for theater arts for a couple of years now. Theater arts is an elective that requires a lot more than just showing up. There are lines to memorize, costumes to plan, blocking to remember, songs to sing, rehearsals to attend, castmates to work with, and sometimes tolerate. It's not an elective for the faint of heart. I knew this year had to be the year, as we have a student so talented and deserving of an award such as this. This student is the essence of what my Uncle Dan would have deemed a multi-talented theater arts kid, Opal Kilaveros. Whether Opal was performing in Sea Stars productions, knocking our socks off at Avery's talent shows, or here tonight, entertaining Avery Hawks as the delicious Queen Cleopatra in Night of the Wax Museum, or the infamous Winona Elmsley in Hotel Escargot, or skillfully belting out Hamilton songs in the quad, Opal had us feeling both helpless and satisfied. When I look into her eyes, I know the sky's her limit. One of my favorite memories from the 1920 school year is having a carload of 8th graders joyfully singing Hamilton on the ride down to Bret Harte for F&L. Thankfully, Opal's powerful voice can cover for the rest of us, so we sounded amazing. It is my distinct pleasure to award the first ever Daniel Lanning Theater Arts Award to Opal Kilaveros. Congratulations. And now we have Mr. Weidman for the School Service Award.
I am so pleased to give the School Service Award this year to Miss Addie Heermans. In my opinion, one of the greatest and most important attributes of a leader is their ability and willingness to serve. I spoke about this on the very first day of leadership and wanted this to be an underlying theme throughout the year. This year, I had a wonderful group of young leaders. It was a pleasure seeing them grow and mature throughout their year, and their willingness to serve was evident all the way through the end of the year as they excitingly volunteered to distribute graduation signs to each of your houses. One of the themes that developed over the year was something I found myself saying a lot. Is this something you're proud of? I wanted them to understand that if you're going to plan something, do it with enthusiasm, passion, and intention. This year, Addie stood out as a true servant of the students here. She spent time working every day, organizing, creating, and planning activities for leadership and our student body. In her subtle ways, I overheard her on multiple occasions, challenging her classmates to produce something they were proud of. I honestly could not have done leadership without her organization and responsibility. Leadership class is all about multitasking, which is not my strength, but Addie is masterful. She consistently juggles multiple things at once with ease. She has been involved in almost every activity we've done this year, including assemblies, dances, elections, posters, and running the student store. Additionally, she held the offices of treasurer and our second semester president. Quiet strength is an attribute I admire greatly. Addie doesn't work for accolades or popularity or attention. With character, hard work, and integrity, she consistently followed through because that is the person that she is. Every time I forgot a game or schedules changed, I would rush to her in a panic. She'd just look at me like I was crazy, and she said, "Don't worry, I already took care of it." I can't say enough about Addie and wish she could stay here another year because Lord knows I have a few other projects that could use her commitment and follow through. Congratulations, Addie, and thank you for leading and serving our student body. I'm also giving the Mike Courtwright Sportsmanship Award. It was John Wooden that said, "Ability may get you to the top, but it takes character to keep you there." We are lucky here at Avery because we have so many students who are deserving of this award, but we have decided to give this award this year to a very deserving Chase Silva. This young lady is described as a competitor with character. In a world that idolizes showmanship, flaunting your talents, taunting your opponents, and arrogantly parading your abilities for all to see, this young athlete has chosen a different road. She has chosen to let kindness shine. Her talents are evident, no flaunting necessary. She beats her opponents, often without saying a word. She has no time for arrogance because she's too busy helping someone off the floor or congratulating a teammate. Chase is a warrior. She was on my basketball team this year, and on the court, she has this inner tenacity. I know she also brings this to the volleyball court. Although Chase was obviously an integral part of our success on the court, she also played an important role in influencing our team identity. Chase, in many ways, was our compass, always pointing us in the direction that we needed to go, and doing so with kindness and confidence. I think she understood that while winning was our goal, doing so without integrity, character, and sportsmanship has little value. Chase is a young lady who respects her competitors, values her teammates, and honors her coaches. And it is my privilege to present the Courtright Sportsmanship Award to her today. Congratulations. And now, Miss Williams.
Tonight I have the privilege of presenting the Jeff Swanson Scholar Athlete Award. I did not know Jeff personally, though there are members of our community and on our board who did. They speak very highly of this young man and have this to say. Jeff was a scholar first, who worked diligently to earn the A's lining his report card. He was a tenacious competitor at anything and everything. A multi-sport athlete, Jeff was amazing to watch both on the field and court. It was his work ethic which separated Jeff from the others. Very driven, always practicing, the epitome of the competitive spirit. He would have made a scholar athlete in college, though tragically Jeff's life was cut short due to a car accident in high school. It is in the spirit of this young man that Avery Middle School honors 2 scholar athletes of similar caliber. This year, the Jeff Swanson Scholar Athlete Award is presented to McKenna Tuthill and Sophie Bauma. I have had the privilege of watching both of these female scholar athletes grow from young girls on the swim team in elementary to fierce competitors on the court through middle school. Both possess an internal drive to be excellent at all things in life. They make the choice to set high standards for themselves and then do the hard work to achieve success. Though these young women are now powerhouses in their strength and the ability to block, hit, and box out, they certainly know how to have fun with teammates and coaches at practices. McKenna was relentless with her silly impersonations and dance moves. She made my cheeks nearly fall off at times. The girls love the camaraderie they gain from team sports. Their smiles are beautiful, and I love seeing them show up on the court. McKenna's dimples after a block in volleyball, she slammed her hands against the floor, and the grin across Sophie's face following a kill. It is the love of the game and the competitive spirit that drives both girls to be fierce warriors and powerhouses, full of passion to compete. Sophie shows that same competitive drive in individual sports as well, when throwing a shot put and leading the girls' 4x4 relay team, among other events. Though the girls missed out on an 8th grade track season this year, they have been unrelenting in their conditioning, awaiting the opportunity to get back on the court or field. These young women McKenna Tuthill and Sophie Bauma are the epitome of the term student athlete. Driven, focused, diligent, exceptional. Congratulations, girls. It has been an honor to be a part of your middle school journey. Thank you.
How's that AC feeling? You guys, everybody okay? Okay, I have the privilege of announcing the 2019-2020 Most Improved Student Award. I'm here in place tonight of Mrs. Trina Lawrence, who couldn't be with us. She's actually chosen to move to Idaho, and she'll no longer be with us. It's a terrible loss for our school. For the upcoming year, she gave us 5 great years with struggling learners, and we owe Mrs. Lawrence a round of applause. So these words were written by Mrs. Lawrence on behalf of her. I'll read them now. And I'm happy to announce that Magdalena Rocha, or Mag as we know him at AMS, is being awarded the 2019-2020 Most Improved Student Award. When Mag started his journey at Avery Middle School in the fall of 2017, I don't think I would have predicted he would end his time at Avery with this award. He was immature and silly, as most 6th grade boys can be. After instruction was given and students were directed to start on their assignments, I was sure Mag's hand would go up and he would immediately say he didn't know what to do. It was a challenging year. In 7th grade, I began to see a different Mag. He didn't ask for help as much. He began to get interested in sports and seemed to have built a larger friend group. It seemed maturity was beginning to set in. In 8th grade, Mag started the year different, which was immediately noticeable. He was becoming a young man. He spoke kindly, asked for help appropriately, completed his assignments, and joined the 8th grade basketball team. Everything seemed to be going great until the whole school experienced our current shutdown. I was so worried that everything Mag had worked for would be lost, but to my surprise, Mag stepped up in a big way. Mag constantly logged into Google Classroom for math and would begin his assignments the day they were assigned. Although not everything for every class was completed, Mag's improvement overall from 6th to 8th grade was a steady increase. I'm proud to award Mag Rocha as the Most Improved 2019-2020 student and hope he continues to improve throughout his high school years. Congratulations, Mag. You guys are stuck listening to me for a while here. Okay, the 2019-2020 VUSD Board Award. This award goes out every year to our Celebration of Learning top table winner. This is the best of the best from our Celebration of Learning, and I really appreciate every student out here who participated. You all did. And you did it virtually, which was a new thing, and it was new for our teachers. They never get to participate in this, and I love that the teachers did it this year. They weren't excited about it initially, but I think they all gained a lot from the experience. So thank you, teachers, and thank you, students. The 1920 VUSD Board Award goes to Jaden Miller. Mrs. Hendrickson wrote, Jaden's an extremely hard worker, new to our district and AMS in the middle of 6th grade year, but she was an eager learner and participant. Tirelessly spirited, fearless risk taker, creative, gifted actor in school plays and in Sea Stars, and leadership. Mrs. Woolworth said, she's a total ray of sunshine and burst of energy, extremely expressive, a wonderful actress and performer, speaks up for herself and has the confidence and spirit it takes to achieve her goals. Mr. Weidman said of Jaden, she's a go-getter. The thing that always impressed me was her ability and courage to give her input and put herself out there regardless of the situation. She was never afraid to share her thoughts or ideas. She's energetic, kind-hearted, and she sincerely cares for the students at Avery. She worked very hard in leadership to create fun and engaging activities while she was activities coordinator. Mrs. Hessels wrote, Jaden has an unending appreciation for our school. She's very well organized. She has a genuine enthusiasm for being an Avery Hawk that was fun to experience. She has a bright future ahead of her after leaving AMS, with an excellent plan for Bret Harte High School and later on in college, including possibly attending the Juilliard School for Performing Arts in New York. Mrs. Doyle was also one of her Celebration of Learning panel members, as well as Mrs. Hessels. And Mrs. Doyle wrote, "Jaden's energy, passion, and love for learning really shine. She loved listening to Jaden during COL and felt like she won the lottery getting to interview her. Jaden is absolutely adorable, a smile killed her, and her love for Avery warmed her heart. Jaden was chosen by the school staff as the top of all the COL table winners, and she's certainly deserving of the VUSD Board Award for the 1920 school year." Thank you, Jaden. Okay, my award, the 2019-20 Principal Award. Every school year I get the honor of acknowledging a student who has made a positive impact at AMS from 6th through 8th grade. I love to pick out one student whom I admire for his or her ability to observe our mantra, SOAR, an acronym which means the following. Your students should be reciting this as I read it. Show integrity, own your learning, accept responsibility, and respect yourself and others. They've heard it like 1,000 times from me. Over the last 3 years, one student stood out to me over all the others, and her name is Abby Schuler. Abby has shown great integrity through her strong ethical values and always doing the right things the right way, even if it meant a high level of stress or anxiety, which were at times tough for her to overcome. Abby has owned her learning by always being on honor roll and striving to be her best academically. Her honor cords are proof of it. Abby has always been one to accept responsibility and took her middle school years seriously. I can say that I simply don't remember a time when Abby was in my office for any reason. And I love that she was never one to need to accept responsibility for negative actions. I could always count on her being an exemplary role model for her peers. Abby has consistently shown great respect for herself and others. I could always count on Abby being a good friend, helping those in need, and truly being the model of what it means to be polite. I always knew it would be time for me to pack up and leave if I ever found Abby with a frown or expressing anger toward anyone. Fortunately, that never happened. And I'm here tonight to thank Abby for standing out amongst her peers as someone I would want my own daughter to grow up to be like. So thank you, Abby, for 3 great years at AMS. You're very deserving of this award. Thank you. Told myself I wasn't going to get emotional, and here we are. All right. Thank you. All right, I want to bring up our salutatorian for the 2019-2020 school year. You've heard a lot about her already tonight. She's amazing, she's talented, she's one of a kind. Her name is Addie Heermans.
Green is trust. Green like the plants, intertwined among each other, each trusting the other. Green as the expansive hills, spreading throughout the land, trusting silently. Green is the color of life, and life needs trust. This is an excerpt from a poem I wrote for my 8th grade poetry book. Look around you. Green. Trust surrounds us. Trust is what gets us through both the good and bad times of life. Good evening, family, friends, teachers, Mr. Frost, Mr. Nicotero, and of course, my fellow graduates. My name is Addie Heermans, and I am Avery Middle School's Class of 2020 salutatorian. The past 10 weeks have been an extremely difficult time for all of us. But as unfortunate as the end of our 8th grade year has been, we have managed to get through it together. Even though we were never literally in the same room, it felt as though we were learning together figuratively over the internet. I am positive that we are all relieved not to have been taught the family life unit over Google Meet. Watching Mr. Weidman teach, well, that would have definitely been something to remember. Probably not in the best way, though. As our class progressed through our years at Avery Middle School, each one of our teachers instilled in us a confidence and trust in ourselves and others that we may not have had before. Confidence is one key to success for a student, athlete, or artist. It is the burst of energy that gets you across the finish line first. But hand in hand with confidence is trust. Trust in others to help us thrive in this world of unknowns. For the past 3 years, those others who influenced us were our AMS teachers. Even through distance learning, English and Mrs. Woolworth has been inspiring. She says we have a gift for poetry, but I think the gift is her. Mr. Weidman, math whiz and leadership advisor, encouraged us to be excellent leaders, taking charge in scenarios when others do not. Mrs. Hessels brought history alive with group projects, where she helped us discover what role each of us could best play. Mrs. Hendrickson taught us that not everything has to be complex or compound. Sometimes the simple elements are what bring out our greatest qualities. Mrs. Williams taught us that mind over matter is a motto we must have in PE and in life to achieve goals we never thought we would reach. Mr. V, Go Giants, influenced us to have a little humor in our lives with his many impressions that sidetracked us from wherever it is the red fern grows. Mrs. Doyle did not simply improve our writing skills, she taught us how to write and rewrite until it was, well, right. Mr. Martin, historian extraordinaire, is the most amazing storyteller we may ever meet, seeming to relate his own life to every historical concept. He also wrote our extremely hilarious and exhilarating 6th grade play, Outlaw Odyssey. When we got on that stage, we were no longer afraid to be our true selves. Thank you, Mr. Martin, for showing us that we can unwrap the linen bandages, setting our mummified confidence free. Avery Middle School will never be quite the same without you. If some of you thought it was hard adjusting to middle school, try having your mom as your science teacher in 6th grade. But I survived, and Mrs. Heermans showed us how to get hands-on in science with numerous labs. If we could nominate someone for most spirited teacher, it would most likely be her. If it had not been for all of these phenomenal teachers, we could not have grown into the confident, self-reliant, and mature people we are today. This is what an astounding learning experience consists of. Terrific teachers, superb staff, a prominent principal, and everything we were taught as students at Avery Middle School. We are all profoundly grateful and appreciative to the Couts family and everyone who made this graduation possible. I salute all of those who were part of our Avery journey. We'll be freshmen next year at a new school, but we will always be the Avery Hawks, no matter where we venture in the future. Thank you for being here to celebrate our graduation from middle school, the promotion to a new chapter in the story of our lives. In the words of Alexander Hamilton, I am not throwing away my shot to do great things in high school. And classmates, I hope you won't either. On behalf of the 2020 graduating class, I would like to say thank you, family and friends, for always being there for us. Trust in you and ourselves is what led us up to this point. Without that trust, we may not have had the motivation or confidence to work hard enough to make it here today. Life is a roller coaster with all the unpredictable bumps and twisty turns, but we will never stop riding that roller coaster. As long as we are buckled in by the seatbelt of trust and confidence, we never have to worry about those bumps. We can overcome any obstacle in our path. I meant that buckle to be figurative, but since you are all in your cars anyway, please buckle up. There may be a few bumps on the way up to the stage. Thank you so much for everything. Congratulations, class of 2020.
All right, thank you, Addie. Wonderful, wonderful speech. And next up, you've heard a lot about her tonight as well. She's amazing, she's talented, she's incredibly intelligent, like all of our young ladies are. Let's welcome our valedictorian, Sophie Bauma.
Hello to all the Avery Middle School graduates, staff and faculty, family, friends, friends of family, friends of family friends, family of family friends, and whomever else be in your car today. My name is Sophie Bauma, and I am proud to be the 2020 class valedictorian of Avery Middle School. It is my pleasure and privilege to provide some closure to the end of this wacky school year. To start, a quote to the graduating class. My dear, terrified graduates, you are about to enter the most uncertain and thrilling period of your lives. The stories you are about to live are the ones you'll be telling your children, grandchildren, and therapists. Lin-Manuel Miranda, composer, lyricist, singer, rapper, actor, producer, and playwright of the Broadway musical Hamilton. The performance our class would have gone to go see if it weren't for self-quarantine and COVID-19. In the middle of March, it was announced to us that we wouldn't be attending school until after the planned spring break. Well, after spring break turned into until further notice, and until further notice turned into next school year. Many of us were devastated that we would not be able to participate in the multitude of social activities, 8th grade trips, sporting events, and overall fun times of our final months at AMS. Over the first few weeks of Coronacation, I'm sure many of us were excited to take a break from our normal responsibilities. But over almost the past 3 months, most of us have actually missed school and all of the wonderful, exciting, funny, and sometimes sad and not so good experiences that go along with it. But that was so last month. And it is time to live in the present and look ahead to the future. We are going to experience so many new things in our upcoming years, and we are going to remember this next chapter in our lives forever. So, be motivated, be inspired, be whoever you want to be. If you have no inspiration, what do you strive to do every day? How do you accomplish things that you want for yourself? You can have all the high-achieving goals in the world, but you won't get anywhere without inspiration. It's like trying to ride a bike without wheels. You have all the right intentions, but nowhere to get you where you want to go. My bike has taken me to accomplishment and success. Who knows where your bike will take you next? Different destinations sometimes need different bikes, just like sometimes different goals need different inspirations. So what will your inspiration for success be? What goals will you have that need inspiration? What will you achieve in high school, in college, in the future? I ask you now to think of the person you were in 6th grade. Then, think of how much you've changed. I was an insecure, shy little girl in 6th grade who couldn't recite a poem in front of my English class without breaking down. So, how in the world did I get the courage to stand up here today in front of all of you? I was inspired to change. That insecure, shy little girl wasn't who I wanted to be. Over the past 3 years, we have all changed together, learned together, and most important of all, inspired each other. As I look out through all of your car windshields, I no longer see dependent, immature tweens, but independent, changed individuals who came together as a class to learn, to grow, and to inspire. How will we continue to change and grow during high school? Will we have new goals? What will inspire us to be motivated? Now that we are officially almost freshmen, we can dedicate the next 4 years of our lives to finding the answers to these very questions. The knowledge and experience we have gained during our middle school years has already set us on the right path towards success academically and socially. Our teachers and families have instilled in us great responsibility and intelligence. You inspire us to work harder every day, to beat yesterday, as Mr. Weidman would say. Thank you especially to the Couts family, who graciously provided this wonderful opportunity for us. Without you, many of us would be at home in our pajamas. So, thank you for making this happen and inspiring us to get out of our pajamas. Class of 2020, I want you to congratulate yourselves. Congratulate yourselves for the hours of hard work behind you. Congratulate yourselves for getting here to graduation. Congratulate yourselves for change and growth. I would like to leave you with one last quote from a relatively unknown English author, Neil Gaiman. Now go and make interesting mistakes. Make amazing mistakes. Make glorious and fantastic mistakes. Break rules. Leave the world more interesting for you being here. Now, if anyone asks, I did not just directly encourage you to break your rules, but I hope you are inspired to make mistakes and take risks, to learn and grow, and to change. Congratulations, class of 2020, and good luck in high school and wherever life may take you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sophie, once again. Let's one more round of applause for Sophie and Addie. They did a fabulous job on their speeches. I think we need more cowbell. There we go. All right. Well, what a crazy, challenging, and momentous year this has been. It's certainly one we'll never forget. We survived public safety power shutoffs. We made it through snow days, and we were forced to learn from a distance due to the Rona. But now, I couldn't be happier to be standing here before you, another school year complete, and ready to push our 8th grade Hawks out of the nest and into the pond to become bullfrogs. I would like to thank Jim Frost and Louise Simpson, our amazing superintendent and assistant superintendent, for all the support and guidance throughout the 1920 school year. Many would agree this has been one of the most challenging years in education ever. Without their impactful district leadership, getting through this school year would have been impossible. Let's give them a round of applause. I would also like to thank our school board members for their continued trust and support of my leadership. Out in the crowd, we have Sarah Wilson, Tom Pratt, and Mark Dyken. Let's give them a round of applause. And on stage, we have Susan Singleton and Tom Ising here with us. Throughout the pandemic and this time of distance learning, our school board has remained consistent in attending events, district administrative meetings, and stayed in the moment, even if it meant leaving the safety of being sheltered in place. They set the standard for what it means to care about students. Let's give them a round of applause. And to all of you, our wonderful Avery community, we know the school year wasn't easy. None of you asked to become homeschool teachers. None of you knew you would have to brush up on your algebra just to help your students survive trimester 3. None of you imagined we would be completing our graduation ceremony in our cars. I applaud all of you for the hard work, dedication, and time you put into distance learning. Continuing education from a distance wasn't the easy thing to do, but it was the right thing to do. You all deserve a round of applause and horns for yourselves. Thank you. And perhaps all of you now have a better understanding of what it takes to educate middle school students on a daily basis. It is not an easy task. The Avery Middle School teachers and support staff never gave up on our students, even when the struggle was real. This third trimester, we set the standard for distance learning in our county almost immediately, such that neighboring school districts were calling me to find out how we were doing it. This staff always put students first and never wavered in their belief that distance learning was not a punishment, but an opportunity. Education will never look the same due to the efforts of teachers and support staff like ours, and they are to be commended for a job well done. Let's give a round of applause and horns for the Avery Middle School staff. And finally, to our 8th grade Hawks, what a crazy journey this has been. This class will always hold a special place in my heart, as you are the first class I have led at AMS from 6th grade all the way through 8th. Thank you. This has been a journey of learning for all of us. Carly, you taught us perseverance and how to overcome personal struggles. Damian Jordan, you taught us the meaning of strength beyond strength. And to this amazing group of young ladies, you taught us what it means to be champions in athletics and academics. It hasn't always been easy. We've had our struggles, but you helped me learn resilience, patience, understanding, and how to dissect a squid. All of you helped make our school a place that I wanted to be at every day, and for that I can't thank you enough. Students, you are all amazing, unique, and gifted in your own ways, and every one of you has a bright future ahead. Please, take what you've learned at AMS, academically, behaviorally, and socially, and go show the world what you're capable of. And don't forget to come back and share your successes. We care about every single one of you, and that doesn't stop after you leave tonight. I applaud all of you for a job well done. Okay, students, it's now time to hear your names called as you've completed your 8th grade. Wait, what? Is there a problem? Oh, Mrs. Hessels, everybody.
As you know, our dreams of an exciting field trip to San Francisco to see the theater production of Hamilton were dashed due to COVID-19 shutdowns of, well, everything. It was a devastating blow to many of our students. So, because we couldn't go to Hamilton, and because we care, and because, well, tradition, we decided to bring Hamilton to you. from students who were visco, dropped in the middle of a foothill spot within the Stanislaus with hydroflask and outages of power, grow up to be our heroes and our scholars.
Then a pandemic came, distance learning reigned. My man Nicotero clicking days away. Put a gel pen to his temple, connected it to his brain, and he wrote his first refrain, an email to keep us sane.
The word got around, they said this class is insane, man. Have a graduation just to send them to Bret Hart and continue education. Don't forget from whence you came, and Bret Hart's gonna know your name.
What's your name, man?
Avery, California hoss. You are the Avery, California hoss. And there's a million things you haven't done. Just you wait, just you wait.
When you were in 6th grade, 3 teachers now hear man's Martin Doyle head into coast, can't dissect and squid, sitting in its own slick, the scent thick. And 6th grade was over, then 7th came quick.
Moved across the campus, 7, 8 on the other side. V's room for greasers and socia's pride. Something about outside, my voice saying, students, you gotta run for your health. They start reading for Wooly every poem on the shelf.
There wasn't nothing left to do for students, less astute Weidman's of tooth and not acute. Henry's got scent of a solution. Moreland working, check it, Lawrence moving them forward. Cane, sugar cane, and ramen, Hessel's meat, maybe
Every TikTok we could set our eyes on, planning for the future. See them now as they sit on the seat of COL, headed for a new land. At Bret Hart, you can start a new plan. Bret Hart, you can start a new plan. At Bret Hart, you can start a new plan. At Bret Hart, you can start a new plan. At Bret Hart,
Just you wait.
Avery, California hot. Waiting on the stage for you. You can never let us down. You never got to learn family life. Oh, Avery, California high. Your teachers sing for you. The book is just we know who came. Now we know who's got serious game. The world will never be the same. Oh, Red 9 is at Ironstone. See if you can spot 'em. Another vehicle driving up from the bottom. Their Avery years were memorable. The teachers won't forget them. We fought for them.
me, I cried because of them.
I busted them.
We love them.
And me,
I'm the damn fool that taught them.
There's a million things you haven't done. Just you wait.
What's your name, man?
Avery, California huss.
What'd you think of that? Okay. And we're so good, we did that in one take. Took a long time. Wow, that was truly special. Students, you had to know we wouldn't let you down. Okay, so now, officially comes the time when we are going to call students and families to the stage. Families, the event staff will now begin calling you to carefully drive to the stage area. You already see some cars moving, where you'll wait until your student's name is called. Students, you need to be on the driver's side of the car so you can exit and receive your diploma from me efficiently. Once you receive your diploma and any other awards, you'll re-enter your car and either drive off into the sunset or head back to the amphitheater grass to stay to the end. Either way, I congratulate all of you for being here tonight and making it to your high school years. Yeah, round of applause, we can do that. Now, before we do this, I need you to know we recently received the sad news that one of our most beloved teachers is leaving us. Mr. Martin has informed us he's retiring as of the end of this school year. We're heartbroken as we are losing the heart and soul of so much of what Avery Middle School is all about. He's taught for nearly 3 decades, coached countless athletic teams, directed a number of fabulous plays, mummified dozens of students, and created an irreplaceable love for history and math in students that otherwise may not exist. Mr. Martin is a natural, an extraordinary storyteller, and a wonderful human. We are going to bestow one last honor upon him. He's going to read all of your names as you are called to drive across the stage. Let's give Mr. Martin the warmest welcome to the podium we can give him. Here he is, Mr. Martin.
Am I in the way? Am I in the way of that? Okay, okay. I had a full head of hair when I started this job. Anyway, are we ready to go? Okay. I just say the name? Okay. Eden Anglin. Logan Black. Good job, Logan. Kenzie Bottomley. Good job, Ken. Good job, Ken. Right here. Broderick Lennon Beretta. They're both in the same car. Okay. Elliot West Beretta. Good boy, Elliot. Claire Buteau. Yeah. I didn't know there was an extra car in there. Go, Claire. Emily Jean Casey. There they are. Joseph Darby. Go, Joe. The boots, yeah. Good job, Joe. Ariana Davis. Nalita Espino. We go now. At a girl. Stop now. Mackenzie, Virginia Fassbender. Liam Govea. Good job, Liam. Haley, Catherine, Hayden. Good job, Haley. Good job, Haley. Josiah Hutchins. Angel Abara. Savannah and Skylar Inks. Timmy, slide over a little bit. Trey Jarnigan. Everybody watch the trucks today. Go, Trey. Atta babe. Good job, Trey. Elizabeth Jones Willis. You go, Liz. Good job, Liz. Damian Jordan. There he is. Woo. Good job, buddy. Good job, Dame. Good job, guys. Kaylee Couts. Good job, Kaylee. Charlie Cottrell. There you go, Chuck. Noah. I know. Go get her. Bella, bounce, Bella. Good job, Chuck. Spicy. Eva Elena LaRoe. Go, Eva. Good job. Good job, Eva. Aurora Jolie Lewis. Good job, Aurora. Good girl. Yeah. Good job. Layla Lucas. Good job, Layla. Good job, dear. Tanner Shannon McDonald. Oh, can't get out. Walker Winder Mauer. Good job, guys. Morgan McManus. Job, Morgan. Woo. Job, Morgan. Ezra Miller. Job, Ezra. That a bit. Liliana Muet. Job, Lil. Ava Mary Michael Murphy. Job, Ava. Kimberly Nava. Job, Kim. Layla Mae Plowman. go, Plow. Good job. Lillian Iris Plunkett Loki. Go, Lil. Caitlin Rakowski. Summer Ross. Good job, Summer. Good job, Summer. Justin Michael Ray Steinecke. Addie Sturm. Go, Ad. Tatum, Olivia, and Tapia. Way to go, Taters. Maya Valentine. Go, Maya. Trinity Vang. Good job. Damien Kevin Villegas. Good job, Damien. Good job. Nico Walker. Go, Nico. Come on, Nico. Attaboy. Delaney Owens. Bye, boom. Noelle Alicia McCullough. Sophie Catherine Fox. Sophie. Good job, Soph. Carly Gomez. Get out, Carly. Good job, Carly. Taylor May McDaniel. Luke. Luke. Lexi, you had one job to do. Jacob Brockett. Good job, Jacob. Nina Hollers. Good job, Nina. Rebecca Grace Hungerford. She's looking for the lock. Let her out. That girl. Yeah. Is she not here? You want me to not say her? Okay. Aren't they? Opal Kilveros. She was eager. Is it Mag? Okay. Mag Rocha. Isn't that okay? And then back to normal. Good job, Mag. Atta boy. Angelina Delanini. Chase right now? Chase. Okay, then we're back on stage. Good job, Angelina. Chase Aubrey Silva. Good job, Chase. Good job, buddy. McKenna Elizabeth Tudhill. Good job, Kenna. Jaden Miller. Way to go, Jay. Good job, Jaden. Abby Schuler. Good job, Ab. Good job, Ab. Addison Riley Heermans. Good job, Addie. Good job. She's in. Good enough. Sophie Bauma. Good job, Soph. Good job, Soph.
I'm almost there. Yeah. Yeah. Let me. Don't go home yet. Let me wrap it up. Yeah. One more round of applause and honking horns and all that for our graduates. Thought the horn was broken. Okay. All right. 8th grade Hawks. Are you ready to soar? Is it 8th grade Hawks? Are you ready to soar? As your Avery Middle School principal for the 2019-2020 school year, I can now officially present to all of you the graduating class of 2020. Thank you so much. So proud of all of you. And I really want to thank everybody that stuck around. That was really sweet of all of you to stick around and honor those that came at the end. So appreciate that. Okay, thank you so much for coming. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So thanks again. Students, come visit us. You can exit out the top there. Please don't run over each other. Drive safe and have a great, great summer. Thank you.